Policies of this Prime Minister and the NDP mayor in Vancouver led that city to more violence, to be on track for a record number of overdose deaths, and to make that city among the most overpriced housing markets on planet Earth. But voters in Vancouver have said enough. They have fired the NDP mayor and rejected the radical policies and instead voted to remove the gatekeepers, to build more affordable homes, and bring in common sense laws to restore safe streets. Will the government in Ottawa finally get the message?
The Honourable Government House Leader.
I appreciate the leader's interest in the mayoralty campaign in Vancouver, but here in Ottawa, I have a very specific question for the member of Cross. We have an opportunity in C31, and I ask him whether or not they're going to agree to provide dental care for Canadian children across this country. It's bad enough that they won't support it, Mr. Speaker. Why won't they just let this House, the majority of whom members support it, be there for Canadians, be there for children who need dental care?
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Now, it is true that Vancouver already has its own provincial carbon tax, but now the costly coalition of the NDP and this Prime Minister want to force BC to triple, and triple that tax. We already have gas prices nearing $2 a litre in British Columbia. People have voted in the Vancouver elections to reject these inflationary policies. Why won't this costly coalition get the message from British Columbia that people cannot afford these taxes and cancel their plan to triple the tax?
The Honourable Minister of the Environment.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Just last Friday, thanks to the climate action incentive payments, a family of 4 received in Manitoba $208, $275 in Saskatchewan, and $269 in Alberta, and in the member opposite's province, $186. And this will happen 4 times a year, Mr. Speaker. We can fight climate change and support Canadians, and that's exactly what we're doing. The Conservatives have no plan to fight climate change and no plan to help Canadians.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Well, they have no plan to fight climate change. What they have is a tax plan. And the Parliamentary Budget Officer has concluded that the majority of people who receive these rebates, which is not even all Canadians, get less in rebates than they pay in taxes. For example, East Coast Canadians, 40% of them, are living in energy poverty. The Liberal Premier in Newfoundland and Labrador has said that the Liberal government in Ottawa should not triple the tax on home heating. Home heating prices are expected to double this winter. Will the government get the message that heating your home in Canada is not a luxury and cancel the plan to triple the tax?
The Honourable Minister of Environment.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And in fact, we are helping households transition away from dirty and expensive home heating oil to more affordable and greener heating sources. And we are doing that, and we've committed to do that with our partners in Atlantic Canada, Mr. Speakers. We are working with every single province in Atlantic Canada to support programs that they have put in place, $250 million to help tens of thousands of Canadians have access to cheaper, greener energy, Mr. Speaker. We can fight climate change and help Canadians. On those 2 fronts, the Conservatives have nothing to say. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
So here we go. Trickle-down government. They scoop up the money from the hardworking people who are just trying to heat their homes, doubling home heating bills, bring the money to Ottawa, and then expect us to believe that the money is going to trickle all the way back down to the people who paid for it in the first place. Allow us to doubt that. We already know the vast majority of Canadians are paying far more in taxes than they're getting back in any rebates. Many provinces don't get any rebate at all, but yet this government wants to target seniors for the crime of heating their home. Why don't they cancel this crazy plan to triple the tax?
The Honourable Leader, the Government House Leader.
Trickle-down economics is a policy that advantages the most wealthy with the idea that those at the bottom will benefit. This party opposite, Mr. Speaker, is a party that voted against the Canada Child Benefit. This party opposite voted against raising taxes on those that are those that have the most to give it to those that are less. But I have a question for the member right now. There's an opportunity, Mr. Speaker. The member opposite opposite has an opportunity.
It's okay, we can continue. I believe the honourable member was asking a question. He can start from there.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I simply want to know, if they don't support trickle-down economics, then why don't they support dental care for children? Why, Mr. Speaker, do they not support those that are struggling right now with rent with support? They could do that. It's not bad enough they're not supporting it. At least let this House pass it, Mr. Speaker.